upgrade to our Raymarine. We have the E125, A125 models right now that are good, but we had sent one in and we had an opportunity to upgrade because that one needed some repairs. So we went ahead and committed to an upgrade, which means we have to actually replace 4 of our MFDs in order to work with the new Axiom system. So we have one here. We have to send the rest of them in yet, but we are going to do an unboxing for you. So here it goes. Here's what you get. Of course, installation instructions. There's your cover. And here is your unit. Woohoo! Guess we don't need to take that out too much, but there's the back of the unit. Lots of accessory ports, more than we have today on the existing one, I think. This is the Axiom Pro, which is one step up from the Axiom. This has the additional dial on it that you can use in case your touchscreen gets locked up for whatever reason. We did run into a problem once where touchscreen totally locked up on a boat that we were chartering, and it just would not let us use it at all. We rebooted it, never came back, so we never had navigation on our boat, the whole charter. So we need the dial just in case. So we've got a bunch of cables in here that came with it, obviously. Everything that you need to do the install. And that's it, good to go. We're also getting an RV version, so we'll have the sonar capability that Raymarine provides anyways, and then we might do an upgrade on the sonar, or we're trying to think about doing a forward-looking sonar, something that we can see coral reefs and that when we're trying to navigate very shallow waters and island habitats. Okay, here we go. We are installing our Axioms. First step is figuring out the template, right?
Yeah.
This is the nav station inside the boat, and the size is just a tad bit different. So we've got to cut this out to fit the new Axiom. And we have a lot of tools for that. Got to do it right if you're going to do it. Right, Bill?
That's right.
Here's the nav station without its cover on. Got a lot of wires. We've got the Airmore ultrasonic speed sensor that we just installed. And that little white thing is the
heading sensor for the
heading
AIS.
sensor for the AIS. And what's that Raymarine gray thing?
I think that's got to do with the remote control for the autopilot.
Yep, autopilot remote control, which is awesome. That's what you got. Here's our lineup. There's a 9-inch MFD, and we have the Axiom Pro, which is inside. Axiom, another Pro. And then we have an Axiom S, which is going to be installed here. We'll have a Pro and an S here. Here's the cutting operation.
Actually, this is the measuring operation.
The measuring operation.
Yeah,
Step
we'll
one.
get around to the cutting. Measure twice.
Yes, cut once.
Yeah. So we have the navigation desk here, the nav station, which used to look very nice and sexy with lots of beautiful instruments in it. Now it's torn to pieces. But what we will be reinstalling is a VHF radio, an AIS radio, and then two Raymarine MFDs, a 12-inch Axiom Plus and a 12-inch Axiom Pro. So you can see all the wires connecting all these devices together that we still have to sort out and plug in once we install the devices. So what are you doing, Sir Stephen?
Doing the final mount of, which one is this? The Pro, right?
Yeah, it's a Pro.
Yeah, so this is the Pro. Final mount onto the panel.
We're working into the wee hours of the evening here, you see.
And we'll have everything buttoned up here on this whole panel. And the panel's going to go in place once we wire the back of it.
How's it look?
Looks really awesome. I'm excited about it.
Yeah?
Yeah, I am.
Are you going to be a better captain, better sailor, a better navigator, what?
Yeah, if you got to depend on your equipment, it's not going to make you better. But it's going to be nice.
Convenient.
Yeah. Upgraded to, what, 2 generations ago, right?
Yeah, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah. More processing power is the biggest advantage of this.
Hopefully solve some of the communication issues you had with the radar.
Yeah, our radar would just go in and out, in and out, in and out.
Right.
Not good in the middle of the night.
Right, so, hold on. Yeah, so, what is the AIS? The top one and the bottom is the AIS. Okay. So this actually says DSC, which unfortunately stands for this radio. I don't know why. This definitely goes there. But before we get to that point, this goes here. This goes down to the junction box. Yep. One of these says AIS, that one does right there. All right, let's see. Might should have put these in first, but that's okay. Imagine being in a 20-foot sea in the middle of the night, you know, with all the lights out because the batteries have failed, and we're trying to have a last-ditch effort to have some communication.
Right.
Okay, so this goes here. Whew. All right, so this is the power. Comes together here. Dawn getting awful friendly up there, isn't she? Mm-hmm. We've got NMEA and power. And which of these is which? To answer that question, I'm gonna have to resort to the photograph, but start off assuming it's this one and this one because they're the heavy wires. I'll check the photograph before we actually power things up. Okay, that's the radio's done.
Woo!
All right, while we're thinking about it, let me consult the telephone.
Lights coming on.
Here we go, here's the test.
There's lights coming on.
So this one goes.
Yeah,
This
that's.
will be like a jigsaw puzzle. See if you can figure out where that one goes.
I know exactly where that one goes.
It's on. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice?
Mm-hmm. That's the way it goes.
Woo!
That's the way it's supposed to work. Why would we think it wouldn't?
Yeah.
See this little, there's the key right there. See how that's split?
Now we're having a challenge getting the little button thing on. Everything else was a piece of cake.
Well, we'll do it in the morning where we can see.
I agree.
We're all blind to that. That's the problem.
Right.
There's got to be two of these bands like this. One on this side, one on that side.
So we're getting ready to do the mount of the other upgrades of the Raymarine Axiom unit. So again, we're 2 more generations past from the E-series that we originally had. So we're looking forward to this. We did decide to go with the 12-inch Axiom Pro we're putting up here, right, Dawn?
Yep.
And then on the next one down below where we used to have a 7-inch, we're going with the 9-inch Axiom there. So we have to obviously make some arrangements in here and some cutouts. We don't have much room in there. We're going to expand this one out and down, and that'll be somewhat like that, which is quite interesting. We're also considering, while we're at it, we may take out these drink holders, because all Leopard48 owners know nothing fits in these. Nothing. Maybe a can of beer without a koozie on it. So it's ridiculous. So we might take those things out. Anyway, we're getting ready to pull the jigsaw out and get to work.
I don't know if that was a Leopard thing or just an after thing.
That's a Leopard thing for sure.
Really?
Yeah.
Jim had them?
Yeah, everybody has those.
And just also to note, these A70s, I think they are.
Yeah, I-70s.
I-70s. They are fine. You don't need to upgrade those. If you're upgrading the Axiom, you are good to keep those other devices. And so far, we're also good on our radar. And what else are we good on?
Well, we're going to change the sonar. We're not yet, but so we're going to use our existing sonar that we have there, but we're going to go with the Real Vision sonar here the next time we haul out. So.
Yeah, because that has to be installed in the bottom.
Right.
And we don't have another haul out plan, so we're just going to wait.
But we got a lovely day to work. It's like 70 degrees right now. Today it'd be 75, 80. It'd be beautiful.
And it's not humid.
Let the sawing begin.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yep. I got it.
Here goes the sawing.
We didn't mark our curve there. Let's get the cranberry bottle out. Where's the cranberry bottle?
And here's our official curve
generator.
Generator, right.
Clean up before we spread this mess too far afield. We'll wash it when we get done today, but we'll get as much of this down as we can right now.
They look good.
Yeah, man, I like it.
Here, here. I'm gonna go get the dust covers.
Look at this.
Wow, that looks so nice.
Mm-hmm. Okay, all the units are mounted. The up on the Helm station, the new Axiom Pro 12-inch and the new 9-inch are all mounted. Now it's the moment of truth. We're going to push the button.
Instruments on.
All right, let's go see if there's any smoke coming out of the Helm station up there.
Multiple data masters.
All right, here we go. No pilot. It's looking.
These take a little bit to get like acclimated when you first turn them on. We thought something was wrong at the nav station, but there's nothing wrong. It just takes a while.
And they pick up the GPS off of the unit themselves. We don't have an external antenna.
There we go. We even have a new little catamaran looking icon there. See that? Okay. Congratulations, Captain.
Yeah, man. It's going to be exciting. It's going to be great.
Yeah.
Get everything calibrated, get sonar working.
Yeah.
We'll be good to go.
Sweet.
So we got Captain Bill at the helm today. He's going to be taking us out of the dock. No problemo.
I'm just the helmsman, not the captain. The captain never changes.
He's a helmsman today.
Look at this beautiful thing. Isn't that nice? What a cool boat. It's kind of loud for a little boat.
That's sad right now.
We're now on our test sail with our new navigation equipment, and we are doing some calibrating. So we are going in figure eights to try and make sure that all of the devices are calibrated correctly. Kind of like setting the magnetic point of the compass or your AIS and your GPS. We got to make sure all of that's correct before we go on our long sail at the end of the month to Dry Tortugas. So this looks pretty snazzy. Everything working?
Everything's working. Yeah, pretty sweet. Just have to read the manual now.
We're coming up Bohicket Creek here. And what do we have in front of us? 80-foot Sunreef Power Cat. Brand new boat from our understanding. It is docked at Bohicket Marina. And he happens to be coming out of the channel this morning as well.
You wearing a straw hat?
Doesn't look quite as big out here, at least, as it does at the dock. I kind of sort of call it the lunchbox.
Good morning. We recently installed the MFDs, new MFDs with the Axiom software from Raymarine, and we wanted to highlight for you guys just some primary differences and what we love about it. It was a really good upgrade for us to do, and I'm going to show you the highlights in the chart first of all. So the chart system is the same. The maps look the same as they did before. However, on the Pro, which is what you're seeing here, there is a much nicer touchscreen, more responsive, and then you also have the dial on the right hand side that allows you to adjust the actual view that you are using. Now you can see these are the lighthouse charts. You can set all of these different things. That's not much different than we had before too. Your data bar has moved though, so your data bars are over here and you have access to multiple data bars. So data bar 1, data bar 2, search, Raystar, all different kinds of presets on here. You can also control the audio if that's tied into your nav system, and of course the autopilot is always available to you there. You can also obviously use these for slight adjustments on the screen if you don't want to use the dial. Things over here are very similar, your man overboard and your waypoint setting. And then if you go back to the home screen, you'll see that the settings at the bottom here are very different than they were before. It's much simpler. And so you don't have to hunt and peck and try and find everything that you previously needed to hunt and peck for to find. Everything is easily accessible on the menu bar here. So you've got go to a route, you create new routes or whatever that you need to create new. You can set your targets there, and then it also has these preset map views. You have the fishing chart, which actually shows the contour, the sonar contour maps in addition to the regular maps, and that's what you're seeing here to give you an idea of what that would look like. We'll change it over to the detailed, and the detailed you see is much more detailed for navigational purposes, but it doesn't have the sonar. We only use the sonar like when we're in a channel that was extremely difficult to navigate due to low depths. We use the contour to try and get a better idea of where we might need to be. This channel in the Fakahachi Pass is extremely shallow in parts, and so you got to be careful, and the sonar was extremely helpful on that. The other thing that I wanted to point out to you is the My Data area, which used to be, you know, kind of hard to find things. Now it's really easy. You've got waypoints, you've got routes, you've got tracks, fuel trip, logs, and then your files, of course, import, export for your card usage. So that's all available to you there quite easily. And then we also installed new radar system. The radar system that we had was quantum to Doppler right now. And so this gives you a lot more information for tracking targets on the radar. And it can also give you different fields of view, not much different than the previous radar. But this seems to pick up a lot more the things that are in the water. And it's also color coded, so if there is a ship on here, there's not right now, but it'll be green if it's coming towards you, red if it's going away, or the opposite. I can't remember which, but that's of course in the manual. So that is a tour of those things there. And also I wanted to show you the weather access. So we have Sirius XM weather on here, and it's used primarily for the coastal waters of the United States. Can't really use it much out of the United States. However, in the United States it's pretty helpful, especially in the East Coast where you have storms popping up just willy-nilly whenever they feel like in the summer. And it used to be you went into that weather system separately on a separate, so you can see your chart at the same time that you wanted to use the weather system. But for here, you actually just access the weather system right here on the presets. So when you access the weather system, it does change your view a little bit. But then you also see the weather, if there is any. There is not any today, but if there were weather, you would see that out there. And you also see the wind barbs and the wave direction, whatever you set for your weather, you would be able to see that on here. And you would also be able to, there's your weather layers, so you can show up any of these from the Sirius XM weather integration that's available. Any of those can be shown on your map. And you can also animate your weather. So if you wanted to actually see history, or you wanted to forecast what these things are going to be, wave height for instance. Let's see if we can get an animation on that. Nope. We're probably too close into shore here. Let's go out a bit and then we'll start it, and you can see that it's changing. The wave height forecast is changing where the blue lines shift. Let's see if we get a better one for wind. So here's the wind barbs. This is the main thing that we use for the Sirius XM weather integration for, because these are showing you wind barbs, shows you the direction and the speed. 1.5 barbs is basically 15 knots. And you can see that right now it's pretty much consistent offshore, maybe lighter south, but pretty nice day for sail actually. We should get out there. Stephen, let's go. The other thing that you can more easily get to is the settings for everything. So it's just this gear icon now. Before you had, gosh, probably 10 different menus, but here's how you access all of the settings. There's your chart selections. You've got different layers you can set at what you want to show on your charts. Of course, depth settings, the view and the motion settings, ley lines, and your advanced settings, and then your page settings, and that's it. Everything is right here in this one settings area, whereas before we struggled to find anything and just had to keep going back and forth between screens to try and hopefully get to where we needed it to be. There's also an anchor preset, which also sets your anchor alarm once you get in place. So everything's super helpful. The final thing I'll show you is the apps area, which we're not using a lot from quite yet, but you can install apps if you do have consistent internet access. These apps would be available to you right here. So you can set up your Netflix, watch a movie. Maybe not that great for navigating, but you know, when you're bored and it's a night watch and you're the only one, you need to stay awake, it might be helpful. You can set up integration with your monitors, your energy monitors, and I'm sure that there's going to be a lot more apps added at some point in the future. All right, so that's it. Message us if you have any questions. We'll try to answer them. We're not experts at the new system quite yet, but from all intents purposes, it was definitely a good upgrade.
Well, that's it. Complete details are in the YouTube description as well as on our website. And make sure you leave us some feedback on the video, comments, questions, thumbs up, share with others. And last but not least, subscribe and click the bell for future video notifications.